Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting, thrilling, and death-defying episode of Bioshock Infinite. This is episode number 12 of the series. So just for a quick recap, I am running with Elizabeth, getting the F out of this stupid museum after completing Slate's wishes. In my previous episode, Slate was on the ground asking me whether or not I would actually kill him and give him a mercy killing. I did in fact kill him because from what I know, basically what happens is if you don't, Comstock takes him as a prisoner of war, and I felt like in that moral decision it would be better off to give him the death that he had been wanting for so long rather than him being tortured by Comstock and his men. So for me, it was a harder struggle in terms of the moral choices in this game compared to the other ones, like at the beginning of the series when you decide whether or not to throw the rock at the interracial couple or what necklace you choose for Elizabeth. This one was a lot harder to decide, but I think I did the right choice. Leave a comment if you like, whether or not you agree. Did you let Slate stay alive? Or did you think that killing him was merciful? So right now we got the shock jockey from Slate, aka the Colonel of KFC, because I forgot his name earlier and I was trying to rack my brain, and the only person I could come up with was the KFC guy. So as you can tell, I'm doing narration over my video because once again the world hates me and didn't record this part. I was confused actually playing. I shot the guys in front, not realizing that they were fighting Comstock's men and they were Slate's men. So I probably should have kept them alive so that they could help me in the fight, but instead I shot them first in the back of the head, which was not particularly a wise decision, but I regret nothing. So I was, curious as to why there were so many people fighting outside, and I was like, oh, this is Comstock's men charging the museum, trying to get Slate to take him back as a prisoner of war, because I cleared out the whole entire museum. Technically there should be no one left. But yeah, that's them charging, and this is me just looting their dead corpses, because that's what you do when you win a fight. You just take all the spoils and don't care about robbing poor corpses. So we got the shock jockey from Slate, and we are going to get the fuck out of this museum, never visit again. Worst museum tour of my life, 0 out of 10. Because it was totally not nice and racist and terrible, and not the best experience I've had at a museum, but that's okay. So I'm summoning my little patriotic friend here. He's gonna be taking out a majority of the enemies, hopefully. That's, what I'm wishing for. These things aren't the best when they're on your side. When you're fighting them, boom, they're gonna kick your ass left, right, and center. But when they're on your side, you never get good teammates. This is a great situation as well. I'm in a rocket launcher fight, up close and personal, because that's how you use a rocket launcher. You just shoot it with your best pal in the world, and then, hope for the best and hope that you don't end up splattered on the ground. So because I'm narrating this, I'm trying to talk more. I'm trying to make sure there's less awkward silences. Hopefully, if this audio issue does occur once again, I'm gonna try to continue doing the narration thing. It's not my preferred style, narrating on top of the video itself. I like to do commentary during, but sometimes I run out of things to say, so it can get more apparent that there's awkward silences in between. So I'm gonna just try to ramble on. Hopefully it's not too weird. And I wish Elizabeth could pick up a gun and help me instead of hiding behind the stupid booth like a little sissy. But Elizabeth isn't the worst companion, because there are so many other games in which you're doing escort missions and they're usually, your companion's trash. But at least she, this time, gives you, not money, usually, because even if she does give money, which is very, it's not very often, but she doesn't give a lot, and I'm trying to not buy things. So the money situation isn't the best, but the other items that she does throw at you, the health is very useful, especially during boss fights and whatnot. And then the vigor is pretty. I'm trying to use vigors a little bit more often as well. I feel like I'm not relying on them. So I'm going to try and use them more often, especially with the shock jockey as the new power. It's not my favorite power in terms of all of them. I'd probably still like Devil's Kiss the most, or the fire, because I mean, I'm Sunfire. I like fire, you know. But it's definitely one of the vigors that I use more often in terms of what I have currently in this game. Like, I never used, or very barely use the Bucking Bronco vigor. It's just, I don't know. It can be quite useful. I can see why some people like it as their favorite vigors, but to me, it's not my cup of tea, really. Oh yeah, that poster is like 10 out of 10. It's beautiful.
Wherever I wanted. I always wanted to come back.
Come on, Elizabeth. I don't need to hear you talking all day. We got shit to do. We gotta get out of here.
How do you do that? Whatever it is.
You know how I said I had plenty of time to read?
We gotta run for the hills.
I tried to figure it out.
Go where no one will find us. We can run away as lovers. Except that's kind of weird. Because if you've played this game, you know that.
And what is?
No spoilers, but it just would not work out. It really wouldn't. I'm sorry. It was not meant to be, Elizabeth. Alright, so we're going back through the town after getting the shock jockey because we needed it to continue on to the storyline. You know, it's great propaganda right here. I like the skyline and being able to grapple. It's really cool, especially because, like, you can pounce on people. I think it was really awesome that they included it. It's a neat little mechanic. That's something I should work on using. But we've made it to the gondola, which was our objective. So we wanted to get to the gondola to escape the city, but we needed the shock jockey in order to power it up, which is why we had to do the detour into the museum. But now we're going on a very special gondola ride with romanticism and other stuff. But of course, no gondola is ever going to show up on time because, you know, it takes 20 years for a gondola to show up. So we are waiting still for this ever slowly arriving gondola. I mean, geez. It'd probably be faster to just, like, carry Elizabeth and then grapple, but of course that's ridiculous. And no gondola ride is ever complete without an ambush. I feel like that's definitely something that's needed for every gondola ride in order to really accentuate the trip itself and make it just so very nice. So I'm going to be grappling around. I'm going to try and find everything I can to help the battle because this is the hardest difficulty, 1999 mode. I don't have the most ammunition. I don't have the most, you know, reserves and whatnot. So if I can find any spare guns, any spare ammo, any turrets or whatnot that can help me in this battle, that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So that's why I'm going to be going around on the grapple a bit. Because, yeah, I need to try to save up my ammunition and my vigor as much as possible because I'm not buying the ammo from the different vending machines. I'm trying to get that achievement as well, in which case, you know, I don't like spending too much ammo for no reason, which is, as you can see, why I'm also trying to melee enemies off of the ledge, because I need to reserve as much ammo as possible. One reason why I like the carbine. Because it's a one-shot. It's a lot more accurate. I'm not wasting a ton of bullets on the inaccurate machine gun. The carbine, I can aim down my sights, get headshots, get good damage. So I finally spot the giant-ass turret behind me. I propped up the wall previously, but now, you know, the enemies are slowing down a bit. But I've got that turret on my side who's helping me out pick off the guys who are using the rails and their grappling hooks. But I've cleared out the majority, so at this point I'm going to move on to the different section. Hopefully there'll be another like Patriot machine that can help me out, or a turret. Maybe even some ammo caches that Elizabeth can kind of spawn. But you know, otherwise I'm just using this giant machine gun to ruin everyone's lives. So we've got the shock jockey that allows us to get in, get some extra supplies, some health, some vigor, and we gotta look at you dead bodies too. I mean, that's always a fun little treat. That bed is ridiculously huge. Like, ridiculous. But otherwise, it was a great house. Thank you for leaving everything on the floor for me. Greatly appreciate it. Your death will be remembered forever and always, random people. So I'm jumping on their boat because I'm a rebel. I'm getting shot. It's just terribly rude in general. I don't know why I didn't jump on that guy, to be honest. Like, I should have just tried to jump on him to begin with. But, you know, it wasn't needed. I finished him off anyways. So we got a Patriot down there who's just ruining my life. So the obvious choice is rocket launcher to do the most damage on him. I shouldn't be wasting him on individual enemies when I've got a very strong enemy. But you know, you can always just run away. That's a viable option in any fight. Just run away from the biggest threat. Or strategic retreat, actually, that's what I should call it. It's a strategic retreat in order to create enough distance that he wouldn't ruin me with his minigun. But the battle is done. We saved the day. The gondola has arrived to take us away. You know, with all these dead bodies and whatnot. I mean, technically you could throw them off the world, you know, but no, we're just gonna let all these dead bodies just sit here.
All done.
It's Elizabeth. Also kind of cool that she can pick lock. I like that mechanic because it makes her, once again, a lot more useful. She's not just kind of standing there like twiddling her thumbs. You know, if you have a lock pick, then she can... I mean, it's not really special because they could have made it Booker be able to do that as well, but it gives her a little bit more value if they're like, oh, we'll make her do it as long as you pick up the lock pick. So, I like that mechanic that they added with Elizabeth. But now we are on a very romantic gondola ride, full of adventure and thriving action as we have a lovely little discussion.
I come here to pay it back. Me busting you out. What do you think that was?
I don't like how long these scenes are though, because like, I mean, I understand it's a break in between combat, but when you're watching a video like this, it seems to drag on. You could have had this conversation, you know, when going from enemy group to enemy group. But it's a gondola, it's supposed to take a long time, so I can understand it. It's just like, you're standing here, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting. You just want to kill more people, because we're all bloodthirsty and violent. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta be patient and take a gondola ride. But we finally arrived. Gonna loot all these garbage cans because, I mean, that's where most people throw their money in, right? Who needs their money when they can just throw it away? So we don't have this ominous looking little bridgeway. No, it's fine. We don't have, I don't know how they're jumping like that as well. Like, those guys gotta have biotic kneecaps or something, because I could never do that sort of thing. Got some more desks. Once again, you know, let's just keep anything and everything in a desk. Because we don't need to be sensible about what we need. You don't find office supplies in a desk. No, you find like apples and random shit that makes you question all society. But no, I'm not gonna find a pen. Oh, extra money, thanks. So once again, another thriving, exhilarating elevator ride. They have too many of these. I mean, I get it, it's supposed to be once again a lull in the combat, but they're quite apparent in terms of how much time you take. But we have our airship. We're ready to leave Columbia. We are going to, well, Elizabeth hopes we're going to Paris. Joke's on her. We're not. But she doesn't need to know that, guys. This is our little secret, okay? So hopefully if you enjoyed this episode. It's been a little bit different, but overall, it's a nice change.